Danny, you've been spending a lot of time covering political cases. This is not one of those, but this is a fraud case. It is a criminal case. What does it mean when a corporation pleads guilty to a charge of criminal fraud?
It's a lot different than when a human pleads guilty to corporate fraud or any other kind of fraud. In reality, in many ways, when corporations plead guilty or are found guilty in federal court, it looks a lot more like an accelerated civil case with the government as a plaintiff rather than the victims themselves. Because after all, you can't put a corporation in prison, and prison time is usually the most important consequence of a federal conviction, with the vast majority of federal convictions resulting in prison time. You don't do that to a corporation. So, in essence, because most of these end up in guilty pleas, they really end up having corporations pay massive civil fines, which inure to the benefit of the government. And the government does get the benefit of having the corporation do what the government thinks is best for safety. And you see that here in the massive investments that Boeing's going to have to make in safety and compliance programs. But of course, there's going to be a fine, which the government will partake in. And that's why you have a lot of victims groups here and their attorneys concerned about the speed at which and the terms under which this agreement was reached.
Before we turn to Tony, Danny, is there anything that prevents the federal government, the Justice Department, from charging individuals for fraud or malpractice, malfeasance here? And could that happen all the way up to potentially the CEO of a corporation?
So far, I don't see anything in the terms of this particular plea agreement that is kind of a global resolution in the sense that no one else could or would be charged. But of course, that's always a concern that there may be individuals within the corporation that are going to be charged. But as of right now, it appears this is just an agreement for the company itself to plead guilty with at least no immediate individual consequences for any humans in that corporation. Although that doesn't rule it out. There could be some liability down the line that we just don't know about. But a lot of the facts have been known for some time now.
So, Tony, the interesting thing about that is, are there going to be any real ramifications for Boeing as a company or from shareholders' point of view? I mean, they're rallying slightly today. So, I mean, is this just going to be a kind of a shoulder shrug and the company moves on?
I think it was generally expected that Boeing was going to plead guilty. You know, it's the most logical conclusion to this. They get it behind them and then start moving forward and go to the next step, which Phil alluded to, getting a new CEO. And then getting the 737 production ramp up.
But it's not as if the government said the CEO has to go. The CEO told us he was going to step down at the end of the year, kind of as a result of everything that's happening.
I just meant getting rid of the uncertainty of knowing who the next CEO is going to be. I think it's going to be a big part of the Boeing story is who the CEO is going to be, what they feel he's going to be able to accomplish in his tenure.
What about the fact that with the government contracts that they are under, the guilty plea could potentially affect the way that they might win those or be able to compete for those? Is that true?
So I think that's a risk, and speculation again is that Boeing does about $30+ billion in defense revenues annually, and last year they won almost $20 billion or so in defense contracts. So they're large global. I mean, they're number 2 or 3 globally in the defense industry. I just don't see them. The Department of Defense, in this global climate, the global tensions going on right now, them cutting off Boeing.
Even if the laws or the regulations say you cannot, Mr. Government, you cannot do business with a quote convicted fraudster. Well, the corporation is.
And I'll defer, obviously, any legal advice to our expert. But, just from whom I've spoken with, it's waiverable, right? So if you're a convicted felon, you're able to waiver it depending upon the situation.